My name is Kevin Wilson. I'll be your host for the next hour or so. And today have a very special guest. Lucky to have him. He's fresh off the freeway. Mr. Mark Hullender. How are you doing, Mark?
Doing great, doing great.
So Mark and I have been we've been trying to get this together for about a week or two now, and our schedules finally met, and we're on the call. Hopefully we're gonna do a good episode for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about buying and selling BMX bikes, finding them, getting them tips to finding BMX bikes, tips to selling BMX bikes, flipping BMX bikes, and all. I guess it's for any bike if you really want to think about it. But
Yes.
anyways, Mark and I became acquainted on Facebook, and we've liked to hear there's other stuff. And I reached out to Mark and I go, "Hey, what's your story, man? Are you mid school, old school? What the hell?" And Mark responded saying what he does, and he buys bikes and sells bikes.
hmm
Now, when we proceed on forward, I just want to let everybody know from my perspective, I'm a reformed flipper. I about I started flipping, buying, selling bikes probably about 4 5 years ago,
hmm
and I got real deep into the hobby. And for the record, I haven't bought a bike in probably 2 years, and I know that the market has softened a little bit in the last year or so. So,
hmm
in any prices that I bring up or any of my opinions on values and stuff may be skewed from this point forward. I'm working on information that I believe was 2 or 3 years old. But Mark, thank you very much again for coming on.
Yeah, glad to be here.
No problem, dude. You buy and sell bikes. I used to buy and sell bikes. Um, how did you? First off, story on your BMX background, when you started, did you race or were you a street rider, that type of thing? How did you get in the hobby? How old were you? That type of thing.
Yeah,
The
14
floor
years
is
old.
yours.
Yeah, all good. At 14 years old, it was 1985. I bought my dad bought me a Redline 600C, and then I started racing at Eastridge. It's called Camp Jordan. So we raced there and in Montague Park in Chattanooga. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So,
I've done that for 3 years. So 14, 15, and let's see, 14, 15, and 16. Yes.
so
So
you had touched a BMX bike before you got on a track, right? I mean, you didn't just look at the track and go, "Whoa, I want to race, Dad." Or
Oh
did
no,
did
no,
you
no, no, no. We would
you
go. He would take us actually and let us practice. Yes.
before you even raced?
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. The cool. Did you ride street around building jumps and shit like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Homemade jumps. Yes.
What kind of jumps were you guys doing back then?
Oh my gosh. There was a little dilapidated apartment complex up here where I live, and so we would it had like big concrete pillars and stuff. So we would make ramps out of that. Get plywood. You know what I mean? And you could actually sky. You could get very high. Yeah. I mean, it was
Nice.
crazy.
Were you the star of your group, or were you mid pack, or were you one of the
Mid
worst
pack,
ones?
probably. Yeah. Probably mid pack. Yes.
Nice, dude. So did you get your red line from a bike shop, or you get it off of the recycler, I guess back then, or
No,
penny saver?
it was bought at Eastridge Bicycle Shop in Eastridge, Tennessee. Yes.
So you go into Eastridge bikes, and what makes you gravitate towards the red line rather than? I mean, what did they have any other bikes there, or were they just red line dealer?
Diamondback. Yeah, the red line was just, it was so chrome. You know what I mean? The chrome finish on it. I mean, yeah, that sold
So
me.
did you have to choose between any other bikes, or was that just
I,
the
I,
only
ch-
brand that
I
they had?
yeah, I check. Well, let's see. They had the Diamondback Viper, and then my brother ended up with the Hot Streak, the freestyle bike.
Okay.
Yeah, then I ended up with a red line, and I think he had some GTs in there too.
And
Yep,
you chose
GT Pros. Yeah.
the Redline 600A.
Yeah,
Now
C. It was a C. Yeah,
the what?
it was a Redline 600C.
C. I don't
Yeah,
even know. Like, I'm not a Redline connoisseur.
I got
What's
you.
it? What's the difference between a Redline Pro Line, a Redline MX2, a Redline 600? I mean, are they all? I mean, I would assume that they're all different levels, chromoly, tri-moly, that type of thing. Do you know what the differences are?
Yeah, it was midways of the road, so it was a mid-level bike. Yes,
Okay,
it was
so
full
the
chrome
M
molly. Oh yes.
the MX2 or the Pro Line, I would assume that the Pro Line was top of the line at that time.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, all right.
The
And yours,
RL, yeah, they had a RL 22, which was the real top of the line, but it was a freestyle bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had never heard of an RL22 until I watched Eddie Fiola's channel, and he was at he was at Frogtown, and he was talking to a guy with an RL22, and he explained why it was an RL22 and that type of thing. It was interesting. I wasn't aware of that. I thought RL rode an RL20, but it's actually an RL22. Did,
Hmm.
yeah, so that's kind of interesting, man. So you you uh you get your red line and you get to the track. Now you already been on a track by this point. What were
Yes.
you like? Were you impressed with the track, or were you like intimidated, or were you like, yeah, no big deal?
Not really intimidated. You know, when you're on the line, you get, you know what I mean? You can feel the tension on the line, on the starting gate. You know, after that, yeah, it all goes away. But I would usually get second. I never got a first. My best was second. So I
Okay,
know, well, I'm tall and big. You know what I mean? So I have to pull all this weight. Yeah. 6'7". Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Mark 6'7". He's a gigantic. You're the same size as Tyson Fury, bro.
Uh,
I think he's 6'7" too. Like
yeah, yeah, yes.
I do a little bit of boxing, and I couldn't imagine I like trying to
Hmm.
look up this guy and I'm 6'2". Anyways,
I
bro.
guess.
So you never got a first, you got a second, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Did you turn expert? I mean, what was it back then? Was it beginner, not, or was it beginner, intermediate, expert at that point, or were the names different?
Beginner, novice, and then expert.
Okay.
Yeah. Had to have the MBL card too. Yeah.
Oh, you were NBL.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I raced ABA almost all the time. I raced ABA. So NBL was a little bit different then. Nice,
Yeah.
dude. Nice. So those are both NBL tracks. So you raced for 3 years and you never got a first. That's messed up, dude.
Switched to a GT Pro a year later. Still couldn't get a first, but you know, and I decked that bike out. I spent a lot of money on that one. So, yeah.
What did a GT
Back
Pro Series
then,
cost then?
yeah, back then for the frame and fork, it was about, I think it was 380. That was in 1987, and that it was UPS. It came to the door in a box. UPS, yes.
Nice. And you
Yeah.
put it together yourself. Did you take the parts off of your red line and put them on the GT, or did you go out and get all new parts?
All new parts. Yep.
Nice, dude.
Working, bagging groceries and using my tips
Where'd you bag groceries at?
at Bilo. It's now called Bilo. It was called
Bilo.
Red Food. Yeah.
Oh, I worked for a Safeway. We called them courtesy clerks back then. I don't know what they call them at Bilo, but dude, I used to love when you had the paper bag and you had the cat food and you go. I used to go behind my back, up over my shoulder. It was
Oh
great, man. I used to,
wow.
and dude, it was always funny because I would go to the meat department and like the stickers on the meat packages, you say like choice and 100% prime, and I used to take those stickers off the meat. And I used to put them on my badge, and until finally my manager got so pissed off, he goes, "You, if I see one more sticker on your badge, I'm gonna fire you." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh
okay, all right, no problem, dude." But anyways, dude, yeah, bagging groceries, I did that for a long time, dude. It was fun. I mean, I was eight,
yeah.
17, 16. It was a great job.
Yeah.
Dude, did you get triple time on holidays like I did? Were you union?
Oh no, no, no. No, we were
Dude,
not union. No, no, no.
I was 17 years old and I was on a Christmas or a Thanksgiving, I'd probably make $27 an hour or something like that. Or I mean, it was back then. It was crazy,
That's a
crazy.
lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyways, dude.
Wow.
So you're working at buy low. You're making your money. You go now. Did you go into the bike shop and just put a big bag of money on the counter and say I want that, 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 or did you go in every week, every paycheck, you get
Every
something
week
different,
in pieces. Yeah, pieces. Yes.
piecemeal it out?
Yes, pieced it out. Yeah,
N-
the frame. I mean, yes, it started with the Arrayer rims and the Zuzu hubs. Yep. Had to have
Nice,
all
dude.
new spokes. Yeah.
You know what I learned? I learned this about a year ago that it's not pronounced. I always thought that Tange was pronounced Tangy. So my whole life I would say, dude, I got some Tangy forks or fork,
Same here. Same
and
here.
I've realized, dude, it's called. Someone corrected me. Dude, it's called Tange. I'm all really. I was so embarrassed my whole life. I called him Tangy.
Oh
But
wow.
anyways, dude. So interesting, man. So you get to the track. Were you making mains at least, or were you like Moto Phil?
No, I was making mains. Yeah, we were making mains. It was our whole neighborhood. We would all go. You know what I mean? The whole neighborhood would go race. Yes. It was
Were
very popular back then.
were you an open face Jofa or a closed face Bell Moto 3 guy?
Open faced Jofa. Yes. With no goggles. I hated them. Couldn't see out of them. Yeah.
It
Couldn't.
depends. If at a national or a big race, I would wear goggles. But if it
Yeah.
was like a local race, I wouldn't wear goggles. Did you have your visor pinned up, or was that a thing out in the East Coast?
No, it was not. No, it was not.
Okay, West Coast, you had to have your visor pinned straight up,
Mm-hmm.
and you weren't cool if you didn't have an Echo helmet visor pinned up.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, dude, nice. So, what made you decide to hang it up? I think you said you got into cars eventually.
Yes. Yes. I got into cars and started doing that.
Mustangs and chasing down women at the drive-in in Chattanooga.
Yes. Yes.
Nice, dude.
Oh, yes.
What's going on, man? Your wife there asking for money?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My kids.
Okay,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
nice, dude.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Get him on the podcast, dude. We'll talk to him.
Okay.
Nice, man. Okay,
Yeah.
so you get into cars, and then I think you said that you took a break for a while, and then came back. When
Yes.
and what? When, where, why, and how did you come back to the sport?
Let's see. A year ago, I was on Marketplace and then noticed some bikes. Um, and yeah, I noticed some bikes. And then what did I start doing? I started buying them, and then I would sell them on Marketplace. Uh, I was buying them very cheap. I mean, dirt cheap, $30, $50, and selling them for 300 or 400. I mean, and I was selling them. That was around Christmas.
Okay.
After that, it went down. You know what I mean? It slowed way. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't selling them. So I have actually learned what to buy and what not to buy. I don't buy entry level at all. Yeah, I don't buy because I was buying Dyno, the NSXs and the Dyno comps. Some of the yeah, most of those are entry level. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I have horror. You know
sorry.
what? I've done videos on dynos about to stay away from the dynos, and this is kind of funny because my brother was the dyno product manager for GT, and
Oh
he made all of the dyno. He made dynos, power lights, Auburns, and Robinson for power when GT owned them all, and
wow.
yeah, and we used to we used to talk about stuff all the time, and funny story is since you brought up the NXX, that GT was sued by Acura because of the NXX name,
Unreal.
and
Had no clue.
yeah, and same with the VFR. Honda sued GT for the
Because of the
VFR
motorcycle
because of
VFR.
the
Yeah.
motorcycle. Yeah, and VFR does not stand for very fast racer. There is no name that corresponds with the letters VFR. According to my brother who named the bike, he just came up with the name. He just came up with the letters VFR out of nowhere. And I asked
Oh.
because I've asked him. I said, dude, does VFR stand for very fast racer? And he goes, no, dude. People have said it stands for very fast racer, very fun racer, very um, fantastic.
Mm,
All these different. It's none of them.
mm.
He just made up the name one day at his desk. I was like, wow, trip out. So
Okay. Cool.
yeah, dynos. You know what I love are the dyno bazookas. I love those bikes too, but you can't give those things away.
I know. I've seen a couple on Marketplace here recently. They're bright red. It's like a
Well,
red bazooka.
I've had 4 or 5 chrome ones, but yeah, you know what I do. I used to buy dyno bazookas, and I used to take all the parts off of them, and I used to put them
Wow.
on. I used to put them on my power lights. I used to
Hmm.
pick up cheap power lights, and I used to transpose the I Powerlite frames, that is. I used to put the GT parts on the Powerlite frames because some of the Powerlights came with GT parts when back in the day. And actually, my current race bike, actually, I have a Powerlite P51 that I took all the parts off of a Dyno Bazooka. And it's kind of funny, man. Like no one knows. I just race it anyways.
Yeah.
But So what other brands do you say stay away from? I know one that I say tell people to stay away from. What else do you ignore?
I'm gonna be straight up with you, man. I'm not a Mongoose fan at all,
Even
and I'm not a
even
Schwinn fan at all.
even 70s mongoose you're not a fan of? Really?
I mean, I would have probably the what is the big one? The Super is it the Super Goose back
Well,
then? 83. I would probably
that'd
have
be a
one.
pro. 83 be a pro class, I think.
I would probably have a very rare mongoose. That's it. But they just never done nothing for me, man. I mean,
Oh well,
maybe
well.
I didn't grow up in the right generation. You know what I mean? I didn't really get to experience them.
You know,
But
have you ever bought a specialized Fat Boy? Have you ever
I
had one?
have one now. I have the red, white, and blue MX Hemi Fat Boy that I paid $100 for. It's in mint
No,
condition.
yeah, mine. I got mine. Are you talking about the Hemi monocoque or the stupid looking Hemi with the light with the straight bar with that one?
The stupid looking Hemi. I've already got it sold. A guy from Nashville is supposed to come pick it up. Yeah.
I'm talking about like the one behind me is that's you don't have that one.
Yeah, actually, I do. It's red, white, and blue.
Okay.
hang on. Yeah, I'm going to show you. Okay. Sorry. I sure do.
Oh, you're taking us into the inner sanctum.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm sitting here with I got the SC. That's the limited edition PK.
Right.
The Haro FST, and then I've got all these. Anyway, but yeah, I do have the specialized. I do have that. It's back there in the closet actually, but it's sold. But yeah.
Yeah, dude. I bought mine for I think like $150. Man, it's probably worth 200.
Okay. Look.
Yeah, there's no money in them
No, there's not.
unless you take them apart. If you take them apart and piece
Yeah.
them out, you can say, "Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yours is clean. Got it."
Okay.
Is it 100% stock? Everything?
100% stock. Yes. I paid 100 for it. Yeah, I paid 100 for that one.
Is your seat now the only thing that's worth money on that is the seat.
I had no idea.
The seat or the seats are really expensive. Other than that, I still love them though, dude. They're so trick looking. But when you ride them, they always go ding, ding, ding when you do a trick or something like that. It's kind of strange. But I tell people to stay away from dynos, um, and the specialized Fat Boys. And ironically, you just showed me a reproduction PK Ripper. I could care less.
Okay, but here's the crazy thing. That's the first one the first reproduction is that one right there. That's the first
Okay.
one they done.
So what year would that have been? Like
Oh, oh 07.
90? Oh
Oh,
shit! Now 07.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that was the but yeah, I have that one. Then I have this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks more your size, dude.
That's my son. Yeah, that's actually my son's bike. Yeah.
Nice. So how do you normally find your bikes? I'll share how I find my bikes, but how do you normally find your bikes?
It's all marketplace. Yes. Yep, all marketplace.
No OfferUp, no eBay, no none of that stuff.
Because I only operate in cash. I only operate in cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, OfferUp's okay. Well, anyways, I used to get a lot of stuff off of OfferUp.
Maybe I should try it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the last time that we spoke, you had shared a story about how you caught. I mean, what did you get? You went all the way to the bottom of the oldest ad or whatever, and you found something. What'd you find?
Let's see. I found a diamondback doing that digging actually in Atlanta, Georgia. I went all the way to the bottom, and it was on there. I think she was asking $150. It was a 84 Super Viper.
Okay.
So I
And
ended up getting it for 100.
that's something that I really don't. Diamondbacks are okay, but I could take them or leave them. The only reason I buy Diamondbacks is to make money. If I could flip it, I get it for a good price, then I'll do that.
Gotcha.
Your sound, I could hear myself talking your phone.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear? Is it better?
Let me say something here. I can still hear it.
Hmm.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm here.
not. Anyways, I apologize to the viewers if you could hear the feedback that I can. I can't hear it now, so let's proceed on, dude.
Okay.
Every video that I've ever done always has one technical difficulty.
Hmm.
It's crazy. So you found the Super Viper on the
Marketplace. Yes.
marketplace. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what do you find is one of the biggest challenges about getting bikes on marketplace, what have you? Was there one thing that you had need to worry about, or one thing that you needed to guard against?
People now here's what I find. People these bikes are starting to get popular now. People are jacking their prices up. So from a year ago, it wasn't like that. People were catching on. So there
Do they
wasn't
make do people are doing videos on, not like this, but do other guys are doing videos about going to thrift stores, going to garage sales, and finding BMX bikes. And I used actually my channel started as a BMX bike finding website slash YouTube channel called the BMX Hunter. And I used to do the same thing, and then I just got fed up with all of the fighting for the bikes and that type of thing.
a.
It just became overwhelming for me. I go, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. Plus, I mean, some of these guys. I mean, I am not the most.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a good job, I have money, but there's no way. I mean, when you go on some of these videos and these TikTok and these Instagram stories, these clips where people are doing like these $10,000 bills and these, I was like, dude, there's no way that I could compete with that, dude. I was getting like $200 power lights, you know, and it was like, there's no way. I mean, granted, I guess that there's a certain cachet to getting a cheap bike and selling it, but I just was like, there's no way that I can compete with these
It's
people.
a hobby. Yeah, it's
I'm
just a
done. Yeah.
hobby. Yeah, yeah. It's just
So you agree with that? That it's just way too crazy out there.
unless you're getting these. I mean, you're getting these very high end bikes. You're looking at what the '83 Torkers. You know what I mean? These old. If you're getting those classics, you're good. You know what I mean? You make some money, but
Even the '70s bikes, where I was talking to another couple of guys, and I remember growing up. Ironically, I think we raced at the very. Even though I'm older than you, I think we raced right
Mhm.
around the same time. But when I was growing up in like '79, '78, '77, where I was a kid, I remember there was guys in my neighborhood that had suspension bikes, suspension Webco, suspension, all these different. But and
Wow.
dude, they were trash, dude. Nobody wanted them. They were like, dude, what the hell is? What are you riding that thing for? It's a piece of shit. It has a shock on it, dude. Why would you want this thing? And now it's like these things are worth their fortune, right?
Hey, I talked to someone who said the Schwinn Sting, his will when he finishes it, it will be worth 13 grand for the Schwinn Sting. That must be a certain brand, like a certain year of Sting. I mean, yeah,
Wow.
were they
It
that
must be.
good?
It
The
must be a.
Schwinn Sting? Yeah,
Well, there was a Sting and there was a King Sting.
I had no idea. I had
Yeah,
no idea.
the King Sting was probably like, "What's up, Danny? Did Danny Payne give me a shout out? Thanks a lot, Danny, for he told me to have a good show. Thanks a lot, Danny.
Uh,
Danny's been on a couple times. Good guy. He won't come on no more though. He has better things to do. I'm kidding,
Gotcha.
Danny. I'm kidding, Danny. But King Sting, yeah, dude, the King Sting was like, I mean, don't get me wrong. The back in the day, they were really expensive. So, I mean, I guess it all depends about if you got like croupy hubs and you know
The
Hutch
parts.
aero speed cranks and something like that. But 13 grand, that seems high.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He said that. I never believed like all these bikes these people say they're worth. You can go ahead and cut that in half. You know what I mean? Come on.
Dude, you know what I used when I first started when I first started buying bikes and selling bikes. I used to go onto the Facebook
Hmm.
BMX groups, and people would have like they'd have the picture of what the bike was for, but you couldn't see the price. So I would train myself. I would go onto the picture and I would blow it up and I would think, okay, let me think here. The frame I think is worth this, the bars, the cranks, the tires. And I would do little things. If I add it up in my brain, I think, okay, I'm gonna take a guess at this guy's asking 2,500 bucks for the bike. And I go on there and I'll be like, oh man, I was way off. Or yes, yes, I was close. And that's how I educated myself on what BMX bikes were worth. I mean, this is 4 or 5 years ago, but
Yeah.
I educated myself on what they were worth. So
Wow.
yeah, dude, King Sting. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Never heard of it. And
Or Sting.
sometimes I'll ask you, like I'll text you what stuff is. You know what I mean? You help me. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still
yeah.
learning. Yeah, yeah.
But
That's why.
I think I might have been. I think I might have did a low ball offer on you with that Diamondback. It probably worth more. It's probably worth more than what I told you. But it just has shitty parts on it, dude. That's what turned me off. It's like, oh man,
It didn't have the three. It don't have the three-piece cranks. It didn't have the neck. It didn't have the original Diamondback neck. I guess the frame and fork would be worth.
that's all the money right there. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Dude, do you like them all nice and polished, or do you like them rough and dirty?
Okay, I keep the patina on them. I have a Torker. I have a pretty rare one. It's a Torker 2 360 Air, and it's the rare. See, I mean, it's the rare pink one and the black one, but I keep the patina. I'm not going to fix it. I'm just going to keep it looking like it did in '85. I mean, it's just
Dude, I can't. There's a guy that I won't drop his name on Instagram, and he does the most god awful freestyle builds. Have you seen this guy?
no.
Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna
Okay,
say
I
what his name
got
is,
you.
but this guy and everything. He has the most ugly builds he does for freestyle bikes, and he puts his seat down like this, and he puts his handlebars too far forward. But I can't stand, dude. The dirtier, the grimier, the older, the most flaws, the more flaws, the better for me. Now,
Yeah.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was fixing them up, cleaning them up, doing this stuff, repainting my frames and that type of thing, powder coating it. But now
Mhm.
it's like, nope. I want them as grimy. I don't even like to wash them. I like to leave the dirt from 1975 on them, and that's
Because
the way
you're
I like
you're
my bikes,
touching
man.
you're touching history. You're actually touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, my race bike still has the dirt on it from the 2023 Dirty Fest. I haven't
Okay.
washed it since Dirty Fest.
I'm going next year. I guess I will be driving out there from Chattanooga. So is it in California?
Yeah, Southern California, about I don't know, about 20 miles, 30 miles from my house.
Yeah, I thought about going next year. I don't want to fly. I don't fly, so
Yeah,
I'd have
it's
to
worth.
drive.
Yeah, yeah, it's worth all the time that you want to. It's incredible, dude. Especially, it sounds like you like a lot of stuff that I do. I'm very starstruck when I see these pros and these guys I grew up with.
Oh, I would be
And
too. I would be
yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. I was talking to John Salami, and he put it the best. He said that these guys, the guys at BMX Action, were my superheroes in a BMX uniform. And I was like, wow, that was very profound. And it's totally true, man. Like the guys I grew up watching, there goes someone, there goes so and so right there. Oh wow, kind of cool. And then when
So
someone
you
comes
got
up to you,
yeah, Greg Hill. I remember seeing. Greg Hill was a big name when I was Greg Hill. Greg,
yeah,
and I'm friends with him on Facebook now. You know what I mean? It's just kind of interesting. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's weird. And then when he comments on one of my videos or something, I'm all
Yeah.
wow, kind of cool. So, what do you have you had any horror stories about getting bikes, finding bikes? Give me your horror stories, bro, because I can give you about 20 of them.
Get this. Do you know anything about the SC Assassin? You ever heard of an
Yeah,
SC?
yeah, yeah.
I bought a PK Ripper in Atlanta. Well, he told me it was a PK Ripper, so I traded it to a friend. He goes, "No, that's an Assassin." I said, "What do you mean?" So he took all the stickers off of it, and I guess he's looked it up. So he thought I sold him a PK Ripper, but it was an Assassin. So I don't know much about. We don't know much about the Assassin. Never heard of it.
Yeah, the PK River is probably worth 5 times more than an assassin.
See, okay, I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, assassin was like You've heard of a SE hauler, right? The Henderson hauler when Toby Henderson rode for SE. I think it's
No.
on the same. I think it's on the same level as an assassin. It
Okay,
was
gotcha.
the assassin, a SE hauler, and then they had the did they have they didn't have a freestyle bike. They had freestyle.
SC did the okay, yeah,
They
they
had
had
they
the
had forks. They had the standing gears, right? But they didn't have. Did they have an SE a quad angle maybe?
they never had a freestyle. No, you're right. You're right.
I don't think they ever did. But nice dude. So was the guy pissed off that he thought he bought a PK Ripper and he bought an assassin?
Well, it was a trade too with that Diamondbacks, so he was happy. You know what I mean? I take it that he was happy because, yeah, it was a
Okay,
trade. Yeah, but it worked out.
nice
But
dude.
yeah, I'm the one that yeah I thought I'm the one that spent all the money on it, thinking it was a PK Ripper. You see what I mean? So
Got it. Got it. Got it.
that
Yeah,
was
dude.
that's my only horror story. That's it. That's
Wow. You never got because you deal in cash only, so you've never gotten burned on on PayPal.
I don't do any of that. No, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah, dude. So I guess I have a couple horror stories where it's my only fault because when I find a bike and I get so jazzed on getting the bike, right? Like I got a deal, bitching, I got it done. I'm picking it up tonight or tomorrow morning. Nice. And I forget to ask the important questions and I forget to inspect the bike when I get there. So it's happened to me many times where I've got there, I've gotten the bike, I get it home, and I'm taking
Hmm.
the seat out and the frickin' seat post is stuck in the frame. Or I'm trying to get the pedals off and the left pedal is stuck in the damn cranks. I can't get it out.
Uh-huh.
Or there's been a couple of things like that. I mean, many times that's
Hmm.
happened to me, and I never learned, dude. I was just so jazzed and amped to get the bike, man, that it would, I do it. Every same thing would happen every time, man.
Yeah, got yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. I didn't. The last time that we spoke, I didn't tell you the story about. I got a torquer, a cheap torquer off of the BMX museum page,
Hmm.
and which started my whole thing. If you guys want to read the story, watch the story about how I got my torquer, it's on my page. For those that are watching, it's on my YouTube channel. Actually, it's called "Torqued on a Torquer," and if you want to find the video, it explains the whole thing how I got this torquer, and I sold it, and I used that money to fund my my future projects. And I drive a truck, so when I'm out on the road, my partner's driving. I'm in the back sleeper, looking for bikes. Doing deals. On PayPal and doing like, okay, I'll pick it up when I get back. And finally, it got to a point where I hired 3 high school kids,
Hmm.
and I would make the deal, and I would send them the money via Zelle or whatever, and then they would go out and pick the bikes up for me when I was out of town, and I would show up back from work, and I'd have like 6 bikes on my front porch or in my house, and then they would come over, and then it would be like a chop shop where we would take every bike apart. It didn't matter how nice the bike was. It could, and this, I piss a lot of people off, bro.
Hmm.
I got a lot of really nice bikes that were really, once again, they were clean, they were new, they were nice, there, and I took them
Hmm.
all apart. I sold every part separately, and I would have like 100 or more eBay ads every week on for selling everything from the tubes to the bottom brackets to the bearings to the cups to the everything, dude. And it was great. My whole garage was full of BMX parts, everything from 83 quad angles to the torquers. I got a couple torquers. I got a Schwinn super stocks, Diamondbacks. I mean, everything you can imagine except for a Nomura. I never had a Nomura, but
Huh.
uh, it was crazy. So until eBay shut my account down. So I got in a big fight with eBay, and they shut. I had like I think it was like 7 or 8 grand on my PayPal account. I pissed off eBay, and they closed my account on me. Which that's another, which is another story on my YouTube channel about why eBay closed my PayPal account on me, and I almost lost 8 grand.
Oh,
But anyways, dude, yeah. So that was my story where just getting too amped on a bike, getting to trying to get out there as soon as I can, and I never had anybody swoop me on a bike. I swooped someone inadvertently on a bike that I didn't know.
yeah.
Um, um, have you ever sold a bike back that you bought from someone?
I had a guy return. I bought. You remember Alient? What is
Yeah,
it? Alient or Alliant?
Alliant.
What's the
Yeah,
Alliant? I bought one for $35. Sold it to him, and in this deal, this trade, I got it back fully powder coated. So he actually redone it, and then he just gave it back to me. It was in the trade. So that's the first time that's ever happened.
I bought a bike. I bought a bike at a yard sale down the street from my house. It has CW mustache bars on it, and I bought it. That's the only reason why I bought the bike. It was like a Schwinn something. It was like a '90s Schwinn, but it had original CW mustache bars from like '82 or something like that. And I bought the bike just for the bars, and I bought it for $50, and I took the bars off, put different bars on it, and I put it back I put it on offer up for like 200, and the
Mm.
guy that I bought it from saw it and goes, "Hey, dude, I just sold you that bike for $50. Now you're selling it for 200." Dude, that's happened. That's happened to me a couple times, dude. Like, oh, dude, well, you know how it goes, man. And
Yeah,
he's the one that told me that they were CW mustache bars, and I was like, I don't know, dude. There's a lot of fake CW bars out there, dude. I have to verify, but now I learned how to verify CW bars. But
you drink. You drinking Pacific? Is that the name of the beer, Pacific?
Pacifico, yeah,
Yes. Okay, I've had it. I like it. Yeah.
it's warm. It was the only thing that I had in my cupboard ready to go for the interview.
Yeah, got you.
Nice, dude. So, what other tips? Let's talk about tips for finding bikes and
Yeah.
buying bikes. Do you have any tips where you can offer people that are looking for bikes?
What you want to do, you want to get up very early and get on Marketplace. Use keywords like Diamondback, BMX, GT, BMX, Haro, all the keywords. You put them in on Marketplace and then just hit search and it'll start scanning. And you can do the scan to the bottom trick too, where you scan all the way to the, you know what I mean? Just keep scrolling. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, and there's some on Craigslist too. I mean, I don't think I've ever, yeah, maybe I've got one off Craigslist.
I forgot about Craigslist. Yeah, I bought a
Yeah.
couple off of Craigslist. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I guess my one tip is to, um, about lowballing, paying the price, and that type of thing. Where you know when you buy a bike or you're selling a bike, if you're okay, let's go. You're selling a bike or selling a part. Either if it's on Facebook, if it's on Instagram or not Instagram, Facebook, the any of these other places,
Hmm.
offer up over the marketplace, you better just know already that it's built in that you're going to get lowballed. So you need to price your bike in expectation of being lowballed, and don't get surprised if you get
Mm-mm.
lowballed because it's going to happen. And if you don't get lowballed, you're doing a great job. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always price my stuff expecting to get a lowball offer, and I never get upset.
Gotcha.
People get really upset because, um, you know, uh, well, I would assume they get upset because they formed some sort of relationship with the part of the bike and that type of thing. But as long as you know that's part of the game, right? It's part of the dance. And if you're going to buy in from the buyer's perspective, when you go out to buy a bike or a bike part,
Hmm.
you need to watch how bad you lowball, because I think last time that we talked, if you really want that bike, pay the price, pay the money.
I
You know,
have. Yeah.
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 If you could take it or leave it, or you're flipping it, or your whole purpose is to make money on the deal, then you can lowball or you can offer something lower. But
Hmm.
you know, keep that in mind. I normally would do like a if someone wanted $600 for the bike. Now, also, it also depends on how sought after the bike is too, right? If some guy was selling a 1980, 79 PK Ripper quad angle that was all OG with OG parts, that's a very sought after bike.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lowball the guy by 20%, but you can make an offer that's a decent offer without insulting people. Would you agree with that, or is that what you found?
No, I agree with. I totally agree. Yes, yes. If you really want it, yeah. Because if you lowball, I ticked off so many people lowballing them. You know what I mean? I mean, they'll say "screw you," screw. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the collecting hobby is very incestuous, especially around the Facebook page, that type of thing. Where I've had times where um I've bought and sold same bike parts, same parts many times on the different groups, and everybody's out to make the deal, right? There's been many times where I bought a bike, I got a deal on that guy, the guy that I sold it to got a deal on me, and he made money. And down the line, until the fourth guy in line is the last guy. He was the last collector,
To get
but
screwed. No I'm kidding.
well, he didn't, maybe not screwed, but he
But
was the end guy that paid all the
yes.
money for it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been many times where, yeah, I've been the second or third guy up the rung, and if I'm selling it, and I know the guy from like the Hutch Facebook page or the Dymac Facebook page, and I sell it to him. I know that I got to leave a little bit of meat on the bone for this guy if he's selling it or if he's buying it. So I try to do that. I try to be nice. Try not to be um, too confrontational with people if they lowball me.
What would you go after? What do you think about hutches? I mean, my
Oh,
neighbor has one, man. It's nice. I mean, a pro
you know,
racer.
yeah, the pro racer is where all the money is, right? It's the Hollywood, the pro racer, the Woody is the Hutch Judge.
I forgot
Those
about the Woody Ensign. I forgot about
Yeah,
that one.
those four Hutches are five. Um, that's
Trick
where all the money
Star.
is. Well, yeah, that Trickstar,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, Trickstar. I've never had a Hutch. I've never ridden a Hutch, but I would definitely buy a Hutch at the right price. Definitely buy a Hutch at the right price. But
yeah.
I don't even know what their entry level bikes are. Or
Gosh.
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, they didn't have many entry level. I don't think.
Yeah, but yeah, the Hutch are great, man. Hutch.
Yeah.
I'm an SC guy. The top of the mountain for me for valuable BMX bikes is Nomura is number one, and then there's JMC, Cook Brothers. Um,
So I found
uh,
a Cook Brothers. He's asking 1,600, and it's nice. Yeah, it's
get
nice.
it, get it.
It is very nice.
The frame and forks are probably worth $1,200, $1,300 just for the frame
It's
and forks.
nice.
Yeah, so I would put like a Nomura, JMC, Cook Brothers, and there was another one that I can't think of right now. And then underneath that, it would be Hutch, CW, GT, SC, and that type of thing. But
Gotcha.
I mean that's my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, the Nomura. You're not familiar with the Nomura, then?
Never heard of one.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
Google that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There was probably like I don't know 500 made or something like that, and they're like a Nomura frame probably go if you could find a Nomura frame, you probably
Six
I don't
grand.
know 4 or 5 grand. Yeah, yeah, just for the frame. Yeah, if yeah, that's but my they're for personally for me. Then I like the different types of bikes. I like the Gary Littlejohn tandems. I like anything with a shock. I
Mm-hmm.
like I have a fetish for old Murrays, old Huffies. Um, Quirky stuff now is the stuff that no one else has. That's stuff that I like now.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got you.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, I can't stand like the 2001 GT Interceptors. I can't stand those.
Entry level, Mach 1 and entry level. All
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. 5 years ago, you can get them for $100, and then they went up to like 900. And
we'll
I don't know
never
what they're.
pay that for that.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know what they're. I used to get those for 100, part them out, and make like $500 on the parts all day long, all day long, no problem. And
Okay.
I used to get Powerlite P38s, P41s, whole bikes, just the handlebars. If you can get them with the power bend handlebars, you get $100 for the handlebars alone, and then the rest of the bike is complete gravy. That's what I used to do. What'd
I
you do?
have the 24-inch power bend bars on an Alien. It's a cruiser, which is rare. Alien cruiser. I'm going to build that one for myself. So it's
Yeah,
got the
nice,
power
dude.
bend. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My
What's the best power light to get? See, because you know all about
cockpit,
that.
cockpit,
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
cockpit. My brother
Wow.
designed it. My
I'll have to look.
at my bachelor party, um, when my brother showed up to my bachelor party, and we were talking about BMX, and he's like, "Dude, I just designed the most beautiful bike in the history of the world." I go, "What is it?" And he goes, "It's called a Powerlite cockpit." I'm all, "What's that?" And he goes, "It's a monocoque BMX frame." I go, "What's a monocoque BMX frame?" He's like, "It's one piece. It's formed. It's beautiful." And I go, "Really?" He goes, "Dude, trust me, it's beautiful. I saw it." And I was like, "Yeah, it's all right." but now it's by far the most valuable Powerlite, at least Powerlite, a mystical Powerlite there is. A Powerlite
Wow.
Powerlite cockpit. The they renamed the P61 to Powerlite to the cockpit. So if you get a cockpit, it's a P61 slash cockpit. They just renamed it the cockpit after a while. And then he came up with the 12-inch, the 12-inch Powerlite. He called it, because they're all P51, P41, P38 right after
It's
airplanes.
just named after planes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So my brother named the little 12-inch bike the P Shooter.
That's probably pretty rare. A pretty rare
Yeah, it is.
bike.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen a
That's
couple for
cool.
sale, dude. And I was like, dude, that's funny as hell, man. The way you named all those bikes. Yeah, yeah, pretty good. But yeah, I forgot what the original question was, but
Yeah, it's
yeah,
all good. You're good.
I'm a big Power Light fan. I probably had about, I don't know, 40 or 50 Power Lights in my life, and in my recent time, and I used to sell those things for, oh my gosh, nothing but money. Just break them apart, sell them for parts. Those bars and the cranks and all the sprockets and all the chain rings and it was just great stuff, man. So going forward, dude, what are your plans on finding BMX bikes? Are you still hunting every day, all day?
Yeah, I've slowed down a little bit. I have some I need to finish. You know what I mean, and sell them because I sell most of what I have. I only keep like a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't get too attached.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah.
You know, I used to, when I first started doing videos and interviews, people used to reach out to me and say, oh, I got this, I got that, I got this, and you want to buy this. And at first, I entertained it, and I was like, oh, really, you have this? But it never worked out one time, dude. It was always like, well, I want, they want retail for it, or they want over retail for it, or I was like, it just never worked out. So I actually had to do a couple disclaimers on my videos at the end saying, "Look, I'm not interested. No matter what kind of bike you have, I can't buy it. It's just too." Because I was feeling guilty about buying the bike publicly.
Mhm.
Because I used to tell people I paid $100 for this bike and I sold it for 800, and it got to the point where I was like, I felt bad. I was like, you know what? I think it's unethical to be doing this if I'm making videos about it all the time. So I just told people, you know what? I don't care how good your deal is. I can't buy them, and it's not because I don't want to buy them. It just I don't want any people coming back to me saying, "Oh, dude, you made fun of me on the video," or that
You don't
type of
want any.
thing.
You don't want any flack. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, crazy stuff, man. Well, you know, I gotta get going here to be honest with you, man. But
Okay.
I appreciate you coming on, dude, and I'm
And
glad
thank
we
you.
finally. I think I'm glad that we finally made it happen. And for those of you watching, we tried to do this last week, and it
Mhm.
was a complete disaster. And I think that I think that this episode was much better than the last one. I
I'm
think the
more
last,
relaxed. Yeah, I'm more. Yeah.
that's for sure. That's for sure. I think this interview, whatever you want to call it, this conversation,
Yeah.
I think it's been really great. I think it's better than the one that we did before. So once again, I appreciate from the bottom of my heart that you taking the time to come on my show,
Mhm.
bro. And I hope you all the best. And if someone has a bike that they want to sell, do you want them to reach out to you, or do you want them to leave you alone? I-
I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee, so it'd have to be local. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're local to
In Chat-
Chattanooga, Tennessee, um,
I
you can
could
reach
buy
out. You can reach
old
out to Mark.
vintage. Yeah.
You can reach out to Mark on Facebook. I would agree. Do you want to give out
Yes.
your Mark Hullender, right? You want to
Yes.
give out your name
Yes.
on
On
Facebook,
Facebook. Yes.
or if you wanted to reach out to me, um, I could get that message to Mark if you want to
Yes.
sell a bike or that type of thing. I can't buy it. I won't buy it, but maybe Mark will.
Yes.
And
Sounds good.
Mark, I appreciate you coming on, bro. Thank you very
Thank you,
much. Have a
Kevin.
great night, and go get some dinner, dude. You need to get big and strong, dude.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it,
See you,
man.
Kevin.
Peace out.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.
I want to thank everybody for coming by and watching my video. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I hope I was able to um, entertain everybody. If you think I'm doing a decent job, please take a minute and hit the subscribe button, and I would appreciate it. Until next week, the track is closed, and I will bid everybody a farewell. Thank you.